Ready?
Yep.
Right. Right then, Mick, well thanks very much for coming back and having a talk to us. It's been a month now pretty much since you finished your ride, and we always said, didn't we, that we'd have a few words with you when you'd finished to see if what you said before you went was how it really was going to be, and so yeah, here we are. So how did it go?
A lot harder than what I thought it was going to be, Dave. From day one, it was harder. Everything was harder. I was hoping to do 1,500 miles on the first day, 2 days, but that pretty quickly went out the window. It was just hard work. The weather didn't help on the first day, especially. I think I were into about 20 minutes into the ride when it started raining, and I had that a good 8-9 hours of riding, and then I decided enough's enough, and I nipped home for my first break.
Yeah, so that wasn't, I mean, you were hoping to get your 1,500 miles in. I also know just north of London you actually hit by hailstones at one point, weren't you?
That's right, yeah.
I mean, that's bad. Yeah. So not exactly the first start, was it? And then you chose to make a run right the way north, didn't you, to John O'Groats? And I think that sort of took it out of you a bit, didn't it?
Yeah. I was going to try and get to John O'Groats before it went dark, but unfortunately I didn't make it. I got to about 16 miles from John O'Groats, but by then it was pitch black, but I had to stop for petrol. And while I was getting my petrol, the heavens opened, so I decided I'll stay here for a bit. So I was under the canopy at the garage for 3 hours, slept there in fact.
Yeah.
That was my second stop.
We had quite a few emails, quite a few communications about people concerned about the safety aspects of what you're doing, because obviously you're riding a long distance in a very, very sort of short period of time, and I know that you have a strategy for dealing with that, which is this sort of, you have these very, very intense short breaks, don't you, when you get your head down in wherever you sort of need to, whenever you feel you're right. I mean, do you find that work for you? Is that something you'd do again? Yeah,
definitely. It definitely works, but whether I'd do it again, possibly not. I'd have slightly different tactics as regards my set-off time, length of riding time, and I'd basically be trying to get a 4-hour stretch at least where I could get my head down and have a proper kit.
I mean, we certainly noticed a difference in you. I think up to day 3 there were no great issues really, but I think the day 4 and day 5 started to grind you down, didn't they?
Yeah, definitely.
So we could certainly see a difference in that, and the weather didn't help, and also you chose some interesting routes as well. People just thought you were going round on the motorways, but in fact you were right up to John O'Groats, weren't you? And at one point right the way down south, and you certainly put in a fair old wide range of roads.
Yeah.
So how was it keeping the kind of speeds up that you needed?
The speeds was quite easy, to be honest with you. I spent a hell of a lot of time up Scotland.
Yeah.
Motorways, A9, and roads going up to John O'Groats.
Yeah.
Not always getting up. I only actually got the once, but I would then take it because it's such nice roads.
Yeah.
Beautiful biking roads.
Yeah.
I would ride until I kind of got fed up with A9, and then I'd pick another road up.
Yeah.
And like Glasgow was a good point for me. Every time I got near Glasgow, just turned around and went somewhere else, because the last thing you want me doing is going through city centres.
Yeah. But I mean, it's fair to say that Scotland are probably the best, emptiest biking roads in the UK.
Superb roads.
There's not a lot of darkness up there either, is there? That makes quite a big difference. Yeah, except when it does go dark. Of course,
when it went dark at 11 o'clock, I mean, that were awful. That I was riding through some nice villages, which was great, plenty of street lights and everything, and I remember getting to the last village, and you just went from almost daylight with the lighting to pitch black.
Yeah.
You really out in the wilds type of thing, and be honest, that was a little bit spooky. That
you're a bit of a city boy, really, aren't you?
Yeah, that was pitch black on a bike. Don't know where your next petrol station is. Blah blah.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh no, do I really want to be doing this?
But I mean, you didn't, unlike most people who just stopped. You know, that wasn't an option for you, so you did have to push yourself. I know at times, so that was probably not the best. Now, you didn't actually. You mainly tried to get home for sleeping and stuff in the evenings, didn't you? But I know you did stop at a hotel for an hour, didn't you?
I stopped at a Premier hotel somewhere at Cumberland, I think it was.
Yeah.
I was a bit annoyed at first. They actually charged me the full price for 2 hours. Only had the room for 2 hours.
Yeah.
The young girl that was at reception couldn't do me no discounts or anything, even though I told her it was for charities.
Yeah.
And when I got back home, once the ride had finished and everything, I sent an email to the people, to the Premier hotels, and luckily they've reimbursed me.
No, that's superb, and that's really good. And presumably that cash is going to go back into the pot, as it sort of thing. So that's good. Yeah. So I mean, then the last thing sort of we heard really was you did have some problems with your batteries and stuff, battery life, because a lot of the stuff you designed to use for 8 hours a day on a bike, you were using it for 20 hours a day on a bike.
Yeah.
So we didn't really hear much from you, or certainly the guys didn't on the rally radio. I mean, obviously I was in contact with you and met you for a few very, very fast pit stop style fuel stops. So it got pretty down to the wire at the end. Yeah,
the last day was it was just a matter of like 2-minute pit stops. You know, if I'd have had a pit crew that filled me up, it would have been easy.
Yeah.
But as you know, just that one time when I saw you, it just made a hell of a difference.
Yeah.
You know,
just be able to get someone going in and paying and doing your visor.
Yeah, someone paid while I mean, I have to admit at that point I was getting pretty tired and even sometimes putting bike on centre stand where I but so a lot of the time I was putting it on side stand, not putting as much petrol in, which was a good thing in some ways because it meant I wasn't going as far.
Yeah.
So I were having a better chance at having a stop.
Yeah.
And, you know, a bit of a walk around, but not much.
So we met you at your house, didn't we? With about 20 minutes to go.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't that.
It wasn't that, was it?
No. It was less than 10.
Yeah. So it came right down to the wire.
Yeah. And, you know, that was something I thought about after. I mean, I did want to finish it at home, but I suppose even if I'd have been, say, in Birmingham, so long as I'd have done the distance, that would have been it. Yeah. But it was really nice to finish.
Yeah, well, certainly by the time we saw you at the end, you looked like you needed a break.
Oh, yeah.
And, you certainly didn't seem too keen on having another go at it then, did you? If you'd have failed, would you have done it again?
If I'd have failed, definitely.
Would you?
Oh, yeah, because I'd have been very, very, very close.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have been able to live with not doing it.
I know you've learned a lot though now, haven't you? I mean, you've learned an awful lot about long distance biking and stuff, because I know you've done some distances before, but I don't think you've done the multi-day stuff.
That's it.
So you think you might be up for another one?
I would love to do another one. As I was saying before, I wouldn't mind a 10,000 miler.
You are a seriously sick man, undoubtedly. Really, that would be some stuff. I mean, the big guys in the States and the Iron Butt are doing 11,000 in 11 days, aren't they? And I think we were talking earlier about perhaps going somewhere else to do the mileage, because really this country's it's not really big enough, is it?
No. But as far as I know, nobody's done 10,000 miles in the UK.
Nobody's daft enough, Mick. That's why it is. And I'm not surprised. Why would you? It's great that you got back in one piece, and it's great you succeeded. And I know that we haven't totted up all the cash yet because we've still got some magazine articles due out.
Yeah.
And that's obviously going to have some impact on stuff. So we won't actually know the full figures of what's been raised until, I don't know, probably for another month or two yet. But obviously we'll put them up on the website when it happens. And if you are crazy enough to think about having another go, please come and see us again. You've got all the kit now.
Yeah, I've got the kit. So, if you supply the petrol, I'll do the riding.
Well, we'll see what we can do for you. Thanks very much, Mick. Thanks for your time.
You're welcome, sir.